All right, guys, this is my 1981 Camaro. I'm gonna try to make this as easy as possible, just to show you conditionally what the car is in. Body straight. This is a Sport Coupe stock, 3.8 GM motor, not the BOP. This is the original motor. It does turn. I'm not gonna. I don't have free enough hands to do it, but it does turn. I don't know how good the compression is. It was never my intent to take this car and keep this motor. My intent was to gut it, put an LS in it. So just to show you what we're working with, I have everything I've taken off that was in good shape. I've kept. I have just if somebody in the chance would want to put this thing back together. If you look, it will need a radiator core support. It's rusted through, at least for my build quality it would. We've got some surface starting out here on the fenders. Car sat for the last 28 years, owned by my brother's, my sister-in-law's father. Bought it brand new in 1980. Put 98,000 original miles on it. Car was stolen once and then given back to him. I have all the original build paperwork. On this front quarter, this shows you the rust. I'm gonna get underneath. The rust is not all the way through, but rust is rust. I liked it. My plan for this build was to make it a little bit of resto mod. Body is straight. Actually, it's in really good shape. I liked a lot of the surface rust coming through where the clear's gone. The clear's ripped off. I was gonna do a matte clear on it. I talked about undercoating in my post. This is actually the undercoating. This is the original fender. So it just shows where it was protected. Of course, brakes are what they are when the car's been sitting for as long as this one has. I'm gonna get underneath, just show you a little bit more underneath in just a minute, but I wanna go all the way through. My son started pulling off the door stripping. I told him it was okay, it was ugly, and there it went. Get it from this back side here. Again, I mean, the body lines are in great shape. These are the couple of problem spots. I did not take this off to see how bad we're even looking on rust. The car is a really nice survivor for what it is. So I was just gonna run it the way it is. Again, if there's no interest or I don't get enough money for what I think it's worth, then I'll just keep it. Interior is original. It's original door panels. I'm gonna get underneath the door for you there. Really pretty nice for what it is. Crank windows. This passenger seat is in awesome shape. I'll show you the rear. I'm sorry my lighting is not the best. Rear seat, I'll get to that one, it's in good shape. A little bit of a problem area there. I don't know if there's water damage or sun damage. It looks like water, but certainly could have some sun damage too. It did sit outside for about 5 years, covered and uncovered from times. Center console's in great shape. I think I put in my post the dash wasn't cracked, and I apologize because I see that the dash is cracked. So there's one there and there's one there. I'd just rather you know what you're buying. I sell cars for a living, so I want to be upfront. I don't want to cheat anybody. Some of this stuff, to be honest, I've never even opened. The glove box being one of them. I don't even know if it does open. I'm sure it does, but oh, there it is. So yeah, door panels, great shape. Windows crank without a problem. Doors closed nicely. From the back, drive shaft's underneath. Started tearing it apart. Got a little bit of paint peeling from the fiberglass. Again, aesthetically, I thought it was all really, really cool. There's some of the paint there. Here's the trunk. So underneath, that is some of the work and shape of the trunk. And then inside the trunk, just show you up all the way around. Car is actually really nice. Wish I would have gotten to a different point in my life, but I can't change that. This is a little bit more of the rust. You can kind of see it showing through on that quarter a little bit. Come back here. Again, there's another area. I don't know how far that goes. You can see some of it along the door edge. I'm gonna open this door up just so you can see it right there along the door edge. Come in here, I guess here's that door panel. Come in here, I'll show you the interior. This is the worst of it. Like I said, I don't know what happened to this seat. There was not many people that ever sat in this car. So, from what I was told, passenger seats, the rear seats are in awesome shape. Again, dash is in pretty good shape for what it is. You can almost see the miles in my camera. I got it at wide angle to show you guys more, but 98,644.3. Still has some fuel in it. I wouldn't want to touch that, but it does. So it's got some great bones. Here's the hood. Pretty much everything going. Now the hood's a little dusty. I'm gonna be careful touching it, but the hood's a little dusty, as you can see. But it's in pretty good shape for the most part. I'd replace the glass. There's a crack in the windshield somewhere, or maybe it was the back window. Either one. There's definitely a crack somewhere. I just don't see it, and it could be higher up by where my cloth is, protecting the roof. I got just a little idea. The roof's in really nice shape. I know it's hard to see. Sorry, guys. Back here, there's another rust spot. Show you just some of what the shape of the front is in. I'm going to try to crawl underneath in just a second. I can do this a couple different ways. I could go with the motor that I built, or I could sell the car just the way it is and keep the motor. I do not have wheels and tires. I may have a set coming just to roll the car out of here. But I just want to be super transparent. This is the block. It's a 2000 LM7. I bought it, to be totally transparent, I paid $300 for it. $400. The guy paid $300. Kid said he was drunk, thought he got a steal. He did not. And so as I pulled the cam, I noticed the cam bearings are bad. And then I pulled the crank and noticed the crank bearings are bad. This was completely caked in oil. The valley was shot. So we went ahead, we hot tanked it. Went ahead, had the cylinders honed. I painted the block. My grandfather ran a crankshaft shop for years that designed these cranks back in the early 90s. And so the crank was taken in and professionally balanced and polished there. There's nothing taken off the crank. You can see here 4.8 and 5.3 black. There's the specs. This is the Brian Tooley Racing Stage 2. It's the truck cam, the V2, Stage 2 V2. It's a 212, 218 with a 553 lift, 111 lobe separation angle. So I've got the other pistons that need to go in. You can see the kind of the honing done there. We got a lot of the stuff to put the motor back together, but I do not have everything. Over here in the box underneath the heads is the retrofit LS oil pan, the motor mounts. I've got a timing chain. I need an oil pump and front and rear main seal, and I was going to seal the motor after I put the rest of the pistons in. Now these heads are the stock 862 heads. They already have the springs for this Brian Tooley Racing cam. We did mark them. I had a buddy at our shop went ahead and did it. We first we went ahead and took them apart. These got hot tanked as well. You can see that the bottom of the heads were refinished. We didn't take hardly anything off. We did do a valve lap job. We did port and polish the heads, like I said, new springs. I may have the rocker arms for those. The lifters for the motor will need to be replaced. I think I have push rods. So I'm okay to possibly keep this motor if we can work something out. And you'd rather just have the car, I'm totally okay with that. I'm gonna try to jump underneath the car and give you an idea of the condition it's in. It's really kind of hard to see with the limited light that I have. My son may have taken my flashlight from me again. So I apologize. Anybody is more than welcome to bring your own stuff over, take a look at it, you know, do whatever in the world you feel like you need to do. Oh, and that's the car cover that's been on the car since it was in storage. So it doesn't look like I'm gonna have my flashlight handy. I'm gonna try to show you a couple problem spots first that I know of. Such as when I was first loading the car, I saw this, started to panic thinking, oh crap, this whole car is gonna be rotted out. Was pleasantly surprised the farther I got into it. Frame is in really nice shape. There's a little bit of scaliness right there, but you know, there's a lot of undercoat on this car. So I'm just gonna try to skim it for you guys. There is a little better angle of the door. One of the motor mounts is out. I just kind of got frustrated one day and stopped and haven't picked it back up. Floor is in really good shape. 4 or 5 of us walked this car when we got it in. So frame rails are awesome. Front subframe rails, excuse me. There you can see the undercoating again, a little bit more rust. So that's the car, guys. Like I said, it's been owned since 1980. I have the original paperwork, original bill of sale, window sticker, buyer's order. I have everything about the car. Really tough to know what to do with the car, but my third's on the way, and I'm not sure how long I'll be able to have time to work on it. So as much as I hate to see it go, my little boy's getting into dirt bikes, and that may be the way we go for a while to have some fun. And I work at a dealership. I can drive what I want home, whatever, whenever. So if we want fun, we can do that. So that's the car, guys. I hope this video helps the many of you that have asked what kind of condition it's really in. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, guys.